Good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live trading webinar with myself, Charles Coughlin, and Paul Sanders. Hope everybody's doing good. Okay, folks. Happy Friday, everybody.
Charles, good afternoon.
Hey, Paul. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. You got plans this weekend, Giles?
I'm going to see my mother this evening. So
Okay.
I'm going to drive over and see her and then come back and maybe watch a film with my wife on Saturday.
That's nice.
Have you got any plans?
I'm actually cooking steak as well.
Right. Let's go to something more entertaining, which is the US President Donald Trump. So I never thought you'd have a US president being more entertaining than steak, but here we are. So this was the fact sheet on trade. So bottom line, everyone was like, okay, so everyone's going to get hit with trade tariffs that are going to be reciprocal, and that surprised people, but it's not due till the 1st of April. So everyone was okay, we've got time to negotiate. So markets are like, okay, this is Donald Trump's tactic. He's big stick, but there's a bit of time to work out a negotiation. So that's why stocks are rallying. Earlier in the session, we had some tempered optimism about the Russian-Ukraine peace arrangement with Zelensky, pouring a little bit of cold water on that. And that's why stocks have fallen. Then we've just had quite weak US retail sales come out, and it's most likely that markets are just rallying a little bit, that the fact that pushes the Fed a little bit more closer to potentially cut interest rates if the US consumer's struggling. Now, it's one of those days, trade what we see, okay? So the narrative is broadly positive. So if you look at the stocks on the big picture, we can see that we broke out of that ascending trend line yesterday. There is now a descending trend line, which would be a nice area for dip buying around that daily pivot point there. So if we get a drop down to there, I will be looking to buy that once I see some evidence that price is bouncing. So if I see a move down to that area, that would be a definite buy for me when I see evidence that it's turning forward. So getting some sellers trapped down there, and I can start to build in to go long again. So that's what I'm looking for. In terms of the rhythm from the session, from the European session, we've seen a downward rhythm with a change that's just occurred. So we've seen a sudden change, dip buy from that 6121. And if you look at the inventory is positive. On the hourly chart,
good morning, equity traders and those just
on the hourly chart, you can see we've pushed above this high, trapped those sellers from the lack of optimism on the Zelensky's comments, and now pushing a little bit higher, but only as far as the VWAP on the daily, on the weekly chart. So we've now moved up to that confirmed value area around that 6135. So, we're stuck between two value areas. We've got the point of control from yesterday, but the momentum has shifted to the upside after those retail sales print. Yeah. Remember the big picture with the inflation. What markets are happy to say for now is that yes, the CPI was hot, but because the PPI metrics that flow into the PCE, the market's happy to look through it for now. So that's why we suddenly see stocks move up, plus the geopolitical optimism with Russia and Ukraine, plus the fact that those trade tariffs, they're going to be reciprocal, but they're not in place at the 1st of April. So, okay, away we go. And remember as well, this is that drop that we had when the Fed saw interest rates higher for longer. So I think it's quite significant. This is only the second time we've broken above that level. All right? So that tells me something there. And that tells me that markets are happy to try and take it a little bit higher if they can. But we're not going to be trading, based on hope. We're going to be trading what we see. And that's the way we're going to base our analysis, right? So you could make a case for either side. Very sensitive to headlines. Anything negative about Iran, then look for upside in oil. Anything negative about the Russian-Ukraine deal, then look for falls in stocks. Anything positive about the Russian-Ukraine crisis, looking for upside in stocks. I think two-way action makes sense, looking for movements off big levels. The most notable thing is that we've seen these buyers trap all these sellers down here. So again, like yesterday, this is a decent area for potential dip buying at the open. This 6126 got the most amount of sellers trapped there. You see, it's not a coincidence that we moved to that level and just bounced off. Also, a potential area of a bounce at that 6130 before the open can't be ruled out. Projections either down through this level, 6115, and then looking for buyers either at this 6120 level or down at this 610, 6100 level. That would be perfect for dip buying, and we'll be looking for opportunities to go long. The other projection is that we move down as far as the VWAP, then break up towards the 6140, back up to these highs, then carry on our way forward, and then make our way up to all-time highs. So that's what I'm looking for. Either way, I'm looking for dip buying, and it's not too unreasonable to look for dip buying because the inventory is positive at the moment. Okay, that's it. Okay, so they're the levels we've got. That's all pretty reasonable. Okay, that's the way I'm reading things. Paul, what's standing out to you today? What's in your mind? What are you seeing?
Just that we had this huge rally yesterday. So just echoing on with what you said, just trading what we see.
Yeah.
But we could break out, maybe we won't. It's hard to say really. But inventory is starting to build higher. And it's like, as long as we've got this push up, and like Horatio was saying, negative news comes out, keeps rallying. So that tells you something. So why fight it,
Yeah, exactly. Sellers before the open.
Where are Giles sellers? Let's see.
Yeah.
Where have they gone?
Look at that. So that's a nice potential move just to eclipse those sellers from the get-go. That's strong buying, isn't it? Okay, points of control up there. Those sellers, so all the pre-open sellers getting trapped there. That also leaves those trapped there. Okay, so this is becoming a very significant battle area up here. 6138. All right. That's an attractive area for buying. Just gonna watch this. Okay. All right. Sucking in everyone who wanted to try and take it higher. Point of control down there. Right, I'm happy to buy in one position there, Paul, with those sellers being trapped. So I'm buying in there. And the rationale is I've got these buyers have trapped these sellers from the top of this area here.
Where's your target? You try to go up and target the highs potentially?
Yeah, just trying to keep building, see if we can build up, see if we can get a bit of a run on actually.
Yep.
Right, that means I'm going to bring the existing position, just be more careful with it.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen that move straight up. Still grinding higher, but okay, there we go.
It still wants to
move, yeah. Right, I'm going to move up I do want to move up with a bit of delta. There we go. So look, got some of those 1 minute guys trapped up there. There we go. Right, I've bought in another second position as I'm taking this high out.
You're taking it out on volume too, which is good.
Yeah, so there's a bit of volume building on this. And then we'll need to see these 5 minute guys trapped for sure. The resistance with the first standard deviation. Yeah, and so the aggressive buyers are getting rid of those passive sellers. So that the selling's being met with aggressive buying. That's fine. Yeah, that's nice. 42, still got a bit of time. Then try and add another position in up at the 6142.
You might have a little retracement here to the 6137.38 on the 5 minute trap buyers and sellers.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I don't see anybody. Well, actually, no, you got 15 guys trapped at the 38 as well. If you get a nice close above there, so.
Yes. Yes, that's a nice area now. If we get it, let's see how we're doing. We've got a couple of minutes left.
I don't trust this move for some reason, and I can't tell you why. I just.
Yeah.
It's an intuition.
There's a bit of negative delta coming in now.
Yeah, I don't know. It just has to do with it being all the way, the huge move yesterday, all the way up these highs. Friday. Gotta trade what we see.
That's it. Just keep trading what you see. That's the best thing to do, because we can change our minds if we see something different. Okay, so 15 minute sellers potentially getting trapped there. Opening up a move from the 613 if they get trapped. So those 15-minute.
Now the point of control moving up.
Yeah, okay, so there we go. So that's another opportunity to buy for me. So I'm going to buy another position now.
Even with the point of control up here, because you're probably going to stall around a little bit.
No, I'm happy because I've got those sellers trapped underneath me.
Yeah.
On the 15 and on the 5.
Yeah, you could take, the 61.38. That's what Mark's looking at, which on the 5-minute looks good if we get a little dip down there.
Yeah. Right, so we started the session noticing that the delta was positive, had been positive overnight. So we were looking for buying opportunities. Now, we were looking for areas where sellers were trapped and buyers were taking control just out of the open. There was a couple of areas that stood out. We had sellers trapped there, the 6137, and we also had some sellers who got trapped on the 1-minute chart just at the open. So with those 5 minutes and those 1-minute people just here, not just here, just those sellers at the open getting trapped by this first minute candle. So I took that as a good indication that price wanted to move higher. So I entered a position in and then scaled in as we moved up in favor. And one of the things that was very nice was just seeing sellers getting trapped on the 5-minute chart just here. So as these 5-minute sellers got trapped, added in a second position, and then kept moving in, and then did that on the micros, and you can see I scaled in 1, 2, 3, 4 positions, and then took them off at the highs. Then we had another breakout, and I scaled in another 3 or 4 positions, and again exactly the same psychology was these buyers came in and took out these sellers. So with those sellers taken out, it's just another opportunity to go long.
Yeah.
Then had a little opportunity to go short with these buyers being trapped by these sellers. So then we looked for an opportunity to go short and took a couple of shorts there, and then had another couple of shorts as it was breaking through. Then we had another opportunity to go short, developing value area high at the top, sellers trapping the buyers, and as those sellers trapped the buyers, took that as an opportunity to go short because we haven't been able to take out those highs. So the whole put the context together, developing value area high rejection, breakout buyers stuck, sellers in, and the volume started to build. So took a short out of that, and that was my favorite move of the day. And that was probably that was like about 7 points, which wasn't not bad on a very slow day.
No, that was great because we saw that right away. The volume come in, hesitation, trap, boom, lower.
And it just went. And then it was just a question of taking profit off those lows as quickly as I could.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, in a day like this, to take 7 points is great. I mean, Chris was mentioning the range, it's just like very tiny range. So take a few points.
It was a very tiny range. Exactly. So that's okay,
Yeah. I don't know how Mark got 15 points out of today.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. But well done.
Yeah, well done. All right. Well, sounds great. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic Friday. And we'll see you all back again next week.
Yeah, don't forget, no trading on Monday, US President's Day. So we'll be back, scheduled to be back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Ukraine's
Take care, everybody.
president is meeting with US